What happens when a storied club, an ambitious ownership group, and a young star set on redemption come together? Find out next on Total FIFA Career Mode at the Pitchside Pub. Real Betis is an old club. Founded in 1907, Real Betis is the 8th oldest continually operating football club in Spain. However, during all that time, they have only one Spanish top-flight trophy to their name, in 1935, before the Spanish Civil War. No club in Spain has existed longer and won less, but that doesn't diminish the passion of its fans who live by the motto, "Long live Betis," even when they lose. After decades of tumultuous ownership situations and controversies, Real Betis supporters were able to purchase their club back in the 2010s. They appointed Angel Haro Garcia as their chairman, who reminded the world that Real Betis belongs to the Beticos, and it always will. But Garcia has pushed the club forward, modernizing its processes and bringing the club into the 21st century. But as we said, Betis is old, and that's not just the club itself. The current roster is old as well. The projected starting 11 for Betis entering the season are all over 27 years old, with 9 of the starting 11 over the age of 30. Now that core led Betis to a 7th place finish last season, and a UEFA Conference League bid, but they're trending in the wrong direction. This old squad is also led by an old manager. Manuel Pellegrini has as extensive of a resume as any manager in Europe, having managed 15 clubs over the past 36 years, including a Premier League winning stint with Manchester City. But he's 71 years old. What Betis has received from Pellegrini is the best he has left, and he has no interest in a rebuild. Despite his contributions to the club, Manuel Pellegrini is not the future of Real Betis. Pellegrini and his veteran Betis squad have found some relatively consistent success, finishing 7th, 6th, 5th, and 6th in the La Liga table over the past 4 years, consistently operating on the fringe of lower European tournaments, but never truly competing for a title. Garcia has come to a tough realization that this is the best this club is going to achieve with this manager and this group of players. In order to break through the ceiling, something will need to change. Real Betis needs to get younger, and it desperately needs a young superstar to build around. It's hard to remember a player so talented or so highly touted whose fortunes have collapsed as quickly as Vitor Roque. Just 19 years old, Roque came to Barcelona less than a year ago in the middle of last season, with the type of expectations that accompany a €40 million price tag, and was thrown directly into the La Liga fire. Acclimating to a new country, a new club, new teammates, and an entirely new level of competition turned out to be a daunting task, and Roque soon fell out of favor with manager Xavi, who did the teenager no favors. With the fan base having already given up on Roque and Barcelona in desperate need of funds, the perennial La Liga powers began to shop Roque around. Deals to both loan and buy the young Brazilian came from all over Europe, and this is where our career begins. In reality, Roque joined Real Betis on a 2-year loan deal, where he joined his new aging teammates and some similarly veteran additions, to a roster that looked similar and was likely destined for similar finishes as previous years. But that's before the Pitchside Pub ownership group got involved. The Pitchside Pub ownership group has been looking for the perfect entry point into European football for years, building off the popularity of projects like Welcome to Wrexham, and with funds to invest thanks to their growing YouTube channel. The Pitchside Pub has determined that now is the time to dive in. But they need the perfect opportunity. The perfect club, one with tradition and a strong foundation, but potential to grow. And a club with a budding young superstar around whom they can build, and one who they can market to a growing American fan base back home. While in talks with Barcelona about Roque, Garcia was also in talks with the Pitchside Pub group about a possible investment in the club. Betis fans, the owners, would never sell a majority stake, but they were willing to sell a partial stake in exchange for an influx of cash. But the pitchside pub offered more than that. A cash investment, but also ample marketing opportunities abroad. A plan to be more Robin Ryan than Bowley or Brady. A plan to make Real Betis the most popular European club in America, and help raise the club to a level of Barcelona and Real Madrid as one of Spanish football's true giants. And the entire plan centered around Vitor Roque. Roque's acquisition was the key to the entire investment deal, but not on some loan. Roque needed to join the club for good, and the pitchside pub was willing to make the investment to make it happen, under one condition. In exchange for buying a small stake in the club and paying for Vitor Roque's transfer, the pitchside pub will require a commitment from Real Betis to acquire and feature additional young American players to build around, which would raise the club's profile back in the States. Roque would be the centerpiece, and the team would be free to operate anywhere on the transfer market, but the club will always feature American players as well. And thus a partnership was born. A new era for Real Betis, backed by a new American ownership group, their marketing might, and their hand-picked new manager, Virgil de Kruger, the former Ballon d'Or winner with Ajax, known as the dominant Dutchman, and conveniently part owner of the pitchside pub. And so our career begins. Total FIFA Career Mode is proud to present Real Betis, the Vitor Roque redemption story. Coming up next at the pitchside pub.